Hey guys, Nikki here. So today I'm going to tell you a story while I'm on my way to work. So this is my Tinder story. So I got on Tinder because we all know the story about how I thought my last relationship was going to be my last relationship. And so, alright, I'll go. Okay. And so, we all thought it was going to be my last relationship, but it wasn't, which is fine. That's not what the story's about. So I get on Tinder because a friend of mine's like, oh, you should try Tinder. You know, I found my boyfriend on Tinder. I was like, hey, well, if people can find people on Craigslist, and I know for a fact that they can, then people can find people to date on Tinder. And I knew that Tinder was mainly a hookup site. But, I mean, anything anymore is a hookup site because that's all people seem to want nowadays is sex. So I was just like, you know, let's just try it and see what happens. I mean, worst comes to worst, I'll just delete it and, you know, I'm not going to be stupid about it. So I just ended up talking to this guy. He had messaged me. And he'd said, you know, what are you on here for? And I said, well, you know, to find, you know, he was kind of cute. I mean, he was alright. To find a relationship and settle down and, you know, eventually get married. And I told him, I said, you know, I'm a little bit more on the submissive side when it comes to all of that. I'm a very laid back person and very, you know, just kind of, it's just me. And so I started talking and he started like getting all sexual and stuff, and I just kind of left it as like he was testing the waters. And I was like, no, like I'm not into that, like I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff. He's like, alright, fine, no big deal, sorry. He apologized and everything, so I was like, alright, you know, cool. So I ended up talking to him for like a couple weeks or whatever, and he's like, when are you gonna come see me? When are you gonna come see me? He lives about 2 hours away. And I was like, I don't know, like I'm gonna bring a friend if I come see you. And he's like, no, don't bring a friend, that's weird. And I was like, no, I'm definitely bringing a friend. And he's like, alright. He's like, whatever. And then, which, red flag number one. Red flag number one was the sexual talk. Red flag number two was the fact that he didn't want me to bring a friend. So we drive 2 hours away at like 9 o'clock at night, and I'm like, by the time I get there, it's gonna be time for me to turn around and come back, because like I don't like to drive after midnight. It just freaks me out. I don't know why, it just does, unless I'm like at the bar or whatever. But the bar is like right down the road from my house, so it's not that big of a deal. And even then, the safety of making sure my friends get home safe is a lot more important than my uncomfortableness of driving. And it's in the same town. I was like, I don't want to drive in this weird town by myself. Like, well, not by myself, I had my friend with me, but like, I don't want to drive in this weird town at 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, no thank you. And so he was like, well, then there's no point in you coming. And I was like, red flag number 3. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, I'll still come, whatever. My friend was like, yeah, let's just go. And I was like, alright. So we drove down there. I told my mom, I didn't ask her, but I told her, I said, you know, I'm going to stay the night at a friend's house so that she wouldn't worry about why. Because sometimes if she can't sleep, she worries about why I'm not home yet. And so I told her, I said, I'm going to, you know, we're going to hang out a little longer. I might just stay the night there. And she's like, okay. So, then when we drove there, it was a long drive because I was avoiding the highways because I don't like to drive on the highways. So it was a long drive, and I finally got there, and driveway, which was good because I'm directionally challenged. So standing outside his driveway, and like I roll down the window and I'm like, hey, you know, what's up? And he goes, oh, nothing, because, you know, awkward first meetings. And he goes, you brought your friend? And I was like, yeah, I told you I was gonna bring my friend. He goes, oh. And didn't really say much about it after that. And then he was like, okay, well, you should get out of the car, and like open the car door. And I was like, okay. So I got out of the car, and he like gives me a hug, which I was like, all right, whatever, it's just a hug, you know, I can hug, I'll hug anybody. This guy smells like BO, like no other. And I'm like, all right, whatever, no big deal, you know, he worked all day, so, which he works at a gas station now that I think about it, so I should have just been like, ugh, gross, but whatever. So gave him a hug, and then like for the rest of the night, like he was like all over me, like trying to kiss me, trying to like make out with me, trying to hug me, trying to pull me in like close to him. Like it was super weird. And he just like kept trying, and I kept like pushing him away and stuff. And then he's like, well, he's like, fine, whatever, we'll touch you. And I was like, okay. And then like he kept like pretending to go inside, and I was just like, all right, bye. Like I'm not gonna like I know what you want. You want me to beg for you to stay, but I'm not going to. Like, I'm just not gonna beg for you to stay. Whoops. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna beg for you to stay. I'm just not. I'm not that kind of person. You want to go inside? Like it's your house. You go inside. Whatever. Bye. And so he's like, whatever. And then I was like, well, we probably should leave. We'd been there for like an hour and a half. My friend was like, we're gonna use me as a decoy because I say that I have to work in the morning. And I was like, okay. And I was like, so I just looked over at her after I was done feeling uncomfortable. I was like, what time do you have to work in the morning? And she goes, 8. I was like, what time do you have to get up? And she goes, like 7. And I was like, oh, well, we better go. And I was like, okay. She goes, okay. And then he was like, well, come inside with me for a second. And I was like, okay, well, let's go inside. And he goes, no, just you. And I was like, all right, you know, not really thinking anything of it. I was just like, okay, whatever. So I walk inside. His house is a freaking pigsty. Like he has trash. Okay, I forgot to mention, he has a 1-year-old son. His house is a freaking mess. And not just like it's dirty, like it is filthy. Like there's trash everywhere, there's baby toys everywhere, there's, you know, luckily his 1-year-old was with his mother during that time that this was all happening. And I'm just like, dude, like your house is like, he goes, sorry, it's a little messy. And I'm like, no, it's disgusting is what it is. It is disgusting. So yeah, it was gross. And I walk in there, and he's like trying to make out with me and like trying to touch me places and stuff. And I'm like, dude, no, like this is not happening. And then he was like, well, he was like, all right, well, I'll see you later. After I like put an ixnay to all that, he was like, okay, well, I'll see you later. Can you come back Friday? And I was like, yeah, I'll totally try to come back Friday. And then we texted for a little while after that whole situation, and then I blocked his number, and because he kept saying, are you gonna come back Friday? Are you gonna come back Friday? And I was like, if I come back Friday, I'm not sleeping with you. And he goes, well, we'll see how the night goes. And I was like, no, I'm not sleeping with you. So I was just like, don't really feel like getting raped. Block. So blocked his number, haven't heard from him since. That was my story time. I am at work, so I'm gonna let you guys go. If you want more story times about people I've dated, let me know and I can get you those. Okay, bye guys. Have a good day.